Hey guys, and welcome back to Diku Tarot and to your daily tarot reading for Thursday, the 20th of February, 2020. Alrighty. So actually we're gonna do an overhead read today just because I wanted to kind of show off my new little mat that my partner got me for Valentine's Day. It's from Kiki's Delivery Service, which is one of my favorite movies and one of the reasons I actually went to school for animation and really have been into art my whole life. If you know that movie, then you'll know the artist in that movie, and she had a great impact on me as a child. And that's still, to date, one of my favorite movies. I absolutely love it. So let's get into this here. We're going to be using the Wildwood Tarot. I thought, you know what, let's do a nice up close and show off these beautiful cards because it's one of my newest decks here, and I'm just really loving it. Today, the sun is in Pisces, as we know, and the moon is in Capricorn. It's going to be void in the beginning of the day there as it enters into Aquarius by the afternoon. And I forgot to mention this, I think on the 18th, we also had the Celtic tree of the month of Ash begins. The Celtic tree month of Ash begins. So I'm reading this from the little book here. So that's an important date for the Druids. And if you wanted to know what your birth tree is, your birth tree sign, I think I might be saying that kind of off, but so it goes. All right, let's get into this here. If you guys haven't, do check out your monthlies. Do check out your monthly love readings as well. If you want to book a private reading, all that info is below. And know that I will not be doing private readings for probably most of March 2020. So if you want to book a reading, now is definitely the time. And if you haven't, do make sure to subscribe, guys. All right. Ooh. We like to see that out first, right? Ooh. Anything else want to come out? Or are we getting 3 today? Let's see. I think that we're going to get 3. And then maybe we'll have some clarifiers in between. We'll see. All right. It's rare that we've had a reading with so few cards, but we're going to go with it. Ace of Vessels, which in this deck is the Water of Life, the Ace of Cups here. It's really gorgeous card. I just love this. I love this whole deck. This is really a beautiful deck. I love anything having to do with forests and stuff, so this is just, the illustrations in this are just incredible. For this, again, an Ace of Cups always feels, there's an overflowing cup kind of sensation here. Usually in any other Ace of Cups card, you will see an overflowing cup with, 5 streams of water going down, and it just shows an opening of the heart, maybe a new offer in the heart here, a new offer of possibly like healing in the heart. Emotions really is what cups are about. So this is an emotional offer today, emotionally beginning. 9 of Arrows reversed is kind of like the 9 of Swords reversed. Arrows are swords in this deck. And whenever I see the 9 of Swords, you have to know that there's illusory problems here. I mean, let's look at this upright, and that, she's been stringing her bow backwards and just shooting it randomly behind her. And what has that brought her? Nothing. That has brought her nothing to think these ways. It's, again, if you direct your thoughts negatively and in a backwards motion, it's going to take you nowhere. It's going to, leave you trapped in this sea of, arrows that are just shooting everywhere and can poke you from all sides, but haven't really even made their mark. So I do think that especially these two together, it's just a great sense of peace in our emotions, where before we might have been in this kind of headspace where things seemed really off, wrong, strange, we were thinking the worst of things. So when you see that 8 of Arrows, I'm sorry, not the 8 of Arrows, why did I just say that? The 9 of Arrows reversed there, it just signifies to me that, we've moved past something in our minds here that's been holding us up. to making a difference. You know, if we keep, you know, ruminating in our head in this negative space here, we're going to keep shooting arrows backwards. If we keep directing our thoughts negatively, instead of experiencing this peace and tranquility in the moment, instead of opening ourselves up to a possible new beginning, especially in the realms of emotion. So let's get a clarifier here in between all of this. Okay. The Forest Lovers, which it's a really beautiful card in this deck. It kind of represents lovers. It is reversed though, so we'll talk about that for a second here. Because when it's reversed, we do feel that there has been, I don't know, there's a lack of love in a choice, or there's a lack of feeling like we have a choice here. Something hasn't really fully come together. It's supposed to be, you know, Robin and Marion in the forest here, as they come, you know, as what is his name? Robin Hood and Marion the Maiden or whatever. But originally they're just Robin and Marion. And they're these forest lovers that, you know, are coming together with this decision, that come together time and time again through choice to come together, through love. And there's really a true connection and an open heart between them. You know, it's a voluntary exchange of willpower and respect. But when it's reversed, we don't feel that there has been a voluntary exchange here. It feels, you know, that we might feel kind of lost in a decision that we have to make. We don't feel that we really have the creative or emotional energy to connect with somebody or to make a decision in some specific way. And we're trying to kind of find our way through this in an area where we felt, you know, a lack of choice, where we feel like maybe a choice has been taken from us, a sense of togetherness, a sense of, you know, being tied really to something and knowing the way forward, knowing how we feel about something, knowing really what's right in this situation, really what feels right for you. It could be a bit confusing. So with the Ace of Cups there, I don't know, to me this just talks about having some tranquility today, listening to your heart, listening to your emotions, but also not letting them lead you totally astray. Nine of Arrows reversed. You can't dedicate yourself to something, because I mean it does say dedication there. If you can't dedicate yourself to one path, and if you keep, you know, directing your, saying, yeah, I'm going to go down this, I'm going to be good at it, but if you tell yourself again and again, oh my god, here we go, like, I'm never going to get here, these are the problems, you know, if you let all these little issues crop up and drive you in a different direction, again, it's like shooting these arrows backwards. Why are you doing that? You're just creating problems for yourself in the future. What are you going to dedicate your arrows to? You're not even looking at what you're dedicating them to. You're just sending out these thoughts, these negative emotions, these negative beliefs to yourself that really just end up hurting you in the long run and in the present. So let's look here. Nine of Arrows reversed and Six of Bows. Knight of Vessels, the eel. And that's the Knight of Cups. I like that. Even though the Six of Bows is reversed here, so it does feel, you know, abundance reversed, which doesn't, you know, feel that great. But this whole situation maybe has not seen the success, seen a path forward that makes sense the way that it should. You know, we haven't seen the progression that we wanted. We haven't seen things shift in the way that we've needed them to. It shows a fire with these bows around it and all this bounty. And it's really, really beautiful. It shows celebration coming together. I mean, it's not the Four of Bows, but it's the Six of Bows. Celebration, abundance, coming together. It does feel like a party a little bit. And it kind of reminds me, it feels like this has, I said the Four of Bows because it looks like, you know, the Four of Bows and this are at the same kind of party here in this deck. And it's really quite beautiful. But the Six of Bows, you know, is the Six of Wands. Success, moving forward, victory. I have won. It's feeling, you know, that we're reaping some type of abundance here, to accept the rewards and the blessings as a result, really, of our endurance. This is bounty, this is richness, but when it's reversed, we might feel that this generous feeling is not flowing very freely. We're not having that success. We don't feel that we are reaping what we've sown. And maybe that's what's been turning us on our heads. We haven't seen the success that we've wanted. We haven't seen the choices that we've wanted. And yet there is this knowing in our heart that something is coming in despite this, all this lack, all this weirdness. It's kind of like we have to trust in this true spirit of the cups, the true spirit of our emotions, of our intuition here, really is what this says to me, is relying on our intuition. Just because we haven't seen the success, we haven't seen the offers, we haven't seen things come together the way we've wanted, and it may have driven us a bit mad and a bit frustrated, and to say some pretty negative things, feel some pretty negative things, and put our energy out in some negative and non-dedicated ways. So it's saying to dedicate really to whatever this cause is that's in your heart, because you know that something is going to turn out in the right way, and you know that it will be okay. Let's pull a oracle. Let's pull a Journey to the Goddess Realm oracle by Lisa Porter. Or actually, before we even do this, I feel that we're missing almost a theme of the day card. So I usually pull out a little bit more than this. Let's look at a... Okay, one at a time, please. Theme of the day. Theme of the day. What do we need to know about the theme of the energy today? The bigger picture. Ooh, the green woman. And I can't tell if she's upright or reversed, so we're just going to talk about her in this way. Okay? And let's pull all these guys to the side here. And we're going to put her up here just so we can look at it a little bit better. Oh, these cards are just gorgeous, right? The green woman is, you know, the third card. It's, you know, the Empress. I don't know why I had a hard time saying that there, but she's the Empress. And, you know, no, Mercury is in retrograde. You guys know how I get when Mercury goes retrograde. I just can't speak. But she is the card that stands really at midsummer solstice on the 21st of June. She is this earthly manifestation of the female energy here. So she really just symbolizes, you know, the forest at midsummer, the creationary energy. You know, she's the female archetype of wildness and green energy. She represents the balance, you know, her presence. She represents the balance of energy of female versus the male, because there's also a green man in this deck. You know, for the female god, there's male. For male god, there's also female. There's two juxtapositions here. And you can see the little shield and the gig on her little, why did I say little? Her giant pot here. Her giant, whatever the heck, cauldron. See, I can't in English anymore. This is killing me, guys. But this is just really, really a beautiful energy. It's rich, nurturing, protection energy here. So what will you nurture? This to me feels a lot like this is the same cup of water. The water is what gets us through here today. Our emotional knowing, our intuitive knowing that what we're creating is going to come to, it's going to come to fruition. But we also have to understand that this, you know, with the blessings that we want, the blessings that are here for us, it comes responsibility. Okay, we have to be able to commune and really work together in a situation, really put toil away at it with love and you know, trust in it, instead of, you know, turning ourselves around and, you know, making the whole process negative. It's not going to bring it to where you want if you get stuck there. This is just really saying to really be at one with yourself here. This is almost like, it feels to me almost like a womb of nature type of card, womb of Mother Nature. There's things that are cooking, things that are brewing that you're going to take a long time. Trees don't take a second to grow. They take a long time. Sometimes they take many seasons. You know, when you plant crops, they don't spring up the next day, right? You have to wait. So this requires patience that the Empress has, but she knows, and she is going to be fine at this. You have to trust in that part of you. There's something within you that knows this is all going to work out, but that knows that just because the choices, success, the good stuff isn't here quite yet, it's like you peacefully know that it's coming. You can feel it. To me, like the Knight of Vessels feels like he's on his way. Might not feel like he's there. Ooh, we get Amaterasu, Inner Beauty. Oh, I love this card. Let's get her little booklet here. Amaterasu, Inner Beauty. A lot of beautiful goddess energy today. All right. She's number 2. Okay. Beautiful Japanese Shinto sun goddess Amaterasu's name means shining in heaven. In her disgust at her restless brother's rampage and violence toward women, she isolated herself in a cave, casting darkness over the earth. The gods placed a mirror outside the cave and created a ruckus to lure her out. When Amaterasu peeked out to investigate, she caught a glimpse of her own reflection. As she looked outside, a streak of light dawn emanated from her into the world. The mirror is a symbol of the mystical otherworld gateway. Amaterasu reminds you that it is you who glows with the light of true beauty. Your beauty beauty radiates outward from deep within your soul. Let your beautiful light shine and sparkle into the world. So if you're feeling down about yourself, and maybe this has to do with love, and maybe you haven't found the love that you've wanted, the success and love that you've wanted, and it's been frustrating. You haven't been coming together that way. You haven't had that choice, that person come in. Know that it is on the way and that it'll come in the right timing. Mercury is retrograde. It's bringing up weird stuff like this. It will bring up a pause. Things are going to move slower, and you're going to be asked to go back, to, take a step back and really analyze what's going on with you and what your issues are, and, having you face some of your darker aspects of yourself, your dark side, really. And this says, remember that you do have inner beauty throughout all. Just because we don't feel very great because of the circumstances does not mean that you have to choose to not feel beautiful from the inside out, that you have to feel that you don't have something real to offer, that your life won't be this beautiful, into the beautiful place that you want it to be, that your relationships won't be in that place. You have something to offer, and you have to kind of discover that and go from within today. There's a trust, a knowing, and a patience that comes with the responsibility as you push forward here on this path. Okay? Oof. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for all of your support. I wish you guys nothing but the best. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to leave me a comment, guys. And if you want to book a private reading, again, I'm not going to be accepting any private readings or doing any for most of March. I'm getting surgery, and I'm going to need a lot of time to recover. So if you want to book a reading, now is definitely the time. Thank you guys so much. Wishing you nothing but the best. See you tomorrow. Namaste.